Good morning and happy Monday. Um, it's Monday morning, which makes me 4 days post my first infusion. For those who would like to know, it's the TCHP protocol. Um, since I'm HER2 positive, we get some chemotherapy and some immunotherapy thrown in there for fun. Um, and I'm actually feeling pretty good, I gotta say. The fatigue has probably been the biggest part. Um, But since I've been dealing with chronic fatigue for many years, I've kind of learned how to pace myself, which I think is helping as far as how I feel overall. Um, let's see, I think Friday night, one day after the infusion, I had a lot of pain, mostly in my hips, but also as the days went on, I got a lot of pain in my rib cage, my knees, my shoulders, which is attributed to one of the drugs they give you to help your bone marrow produce more white blood cells. So, you know, I don't know if my reaction is the normal reaction or if it has to do with my already existing immune issues that are just, kind of overreacting to things. But lots of rest, um, naproxen, anti-nausea medicine, anti-diarrhea medicine. All the medicines seem to help with everything. So I got to say, like, part of me feels like, wow, that wasn't so bad. And another part of me was like, oh, that was awful. Um, but I think what made the biggest difference, like I said, was the rest. My kids are teenagers, so I didn't have to be waiting on them hand and foot like some people who have younger kids would have to be doing. So I was able to, do the dishes, then go lie down for a few minutes, then, bake cookies, then go lie down for a little while. Um, but I think if I had to keep going, I probably would have felt a lot worse, like a lot worse. Because I'm not sure what the connection is, but definitely the exerting yourself contributed to all the other symptoms, not just the fatigue, but to the nausea and the intestinal issues. So, um, I guess allowing myself to rest really helped a lot. Um, or maybe it's just coincidence. Maybe I just lucked out. Um, but I'm really not feeling that bad. Um, Definitely been sticking with mild foods, because I don't want to chance getting more stomach upset than I need to. Um, and oh, and I'm already slipping through the cracks with my practice, unfortunately. But yeah, when I went in for my infusion, a nurse well, before that, one of the nurses said, "Oh, how are your veins?" I said, "Oh, they're pretty good." And I showed her the veins on the inner elbow, and she's like, "Yeah, those look good." So they decided I didn't need a port. Apparently, those aren't even the veins they use for the port. So when I went in for my infusion, they're like, yeah, you should have a port." Um, but I didn't. So luckily, the nurse was really good and was able to um, get the needle in for my infusion without a port, because otherwise I would have had to postpone my chemo. And I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, I can't figure out how to do that. Oh, it's too bright. Okay, well, you can see a little bit of bruising there from where they put the IV in, but it's a good 2, 3 inch size bruise from where she did it. Which it doesn't bother me at all, but it's just a little annoying that nobody actually checked the right place to see if I needed a port or not. And I'm glad she was able to get that through without, having to postpone my chemo, because I kind of feel like the sooner we do it, the better. But also, and then they forgot to schedule it after she told them to schedule it. And I had to call to ask them about blood work because they said I need blood work a week after, but no one scheduled that. Um, so I'm a little frustrated because, I have this nurse navigator who I haven't seen since my first appointment. And even then, she didn't show up when she was supposed to. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. If she's supposed to be navigating at all, or if I am now my own nurse navigator. But I would prefer to be able to rely on the people treating me and not have to be on top of them because I have enough things to worry about right now without having to make sure I'm getting what they think I'm supposed to be getting. Um, but that's enough of that rant. So, but yeah, one of the cool things um, that they did do, which I'm assuming most people do get, is the medicine I mentioned that stimulates your bone marrow to produce more white blood cells is actually given to you a little more than a day after your infusion. So for me, it was 27 hours. I don't know if it's always 27 hours, but they put this little machine on your arm that puts like a catheter into you, and then it's got a timer, and 27 hours later it beeps, and then it sticks the needle in and squirts in the medicine over, I think, over like an hour, and then you remove it and throw it away. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Um, and also really cool that I didn't have to drive back to the doctor to get that injection the next day, because I'm sure a lot of people are not feeling that great um, the day after. But yeah, so I just wanted to check in, let you know. I don't know how much of it was I was expecting to be like, god awful, so I felt okay. And maybe next time I'll be like, oh, it's not going to be that bad, and it will be awful. Or, but it does tend to have an accumulative effect, so we'll see. Um, but I definitely can deal with it if this is what it's going to be, and I'm not don't want to minimize it because it's not a fun experience. It's not like, ooh, I feel fine, but it's not like the oh my God, I'm gonna die kind of feeling. So and that's how things are going so far. And I'll let you know when I have an update. Take care. Bye.